And are we live? The computer. So I don't know if I'm live. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I couldn't tell. How's everybody doing? Good morning. Uh, we're gonna jump right in and do the collective reading. Uh, you saw the header. Past life dynamics. Uh, we spoke about jealousy yesterday, and it is unprecedented because it's too rough. It's too rough. Uh, Again, people go through jealous feelings. Oh, look at him. He's got this. He's got that. Or he's got that girl. I'm jealous of him. I wish I was him. Or a woman may go, oh, I like her hair. Basic jealousies. They come and go. But this type of jealousy was almost like a personal vendetta. And it is a personal vendetta, especially with what's going on with me and my twin brother. And I'm pretty sure that many of you are going through the same dynamic. So I want to know, and maybe you may want to know, maybe you don't. But I want to know if this has a past life connection, where this feud is not something that just started in this life, but happened in the last life or multiple lifetimes before. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to do it one by one. You guys, I showed you guys the diagram, right? So we need to find out and get to the bottom, the core of what this vendetta is and why it's still here and how can we change it. Huh? So I will be using the Egyptian gods because that's where they want me to start. That was, a long time ago. But, life is timeless. Time doesn't exist. It's an illusion, right? 1,000 years is 100 years. It's 10 years. It's 10 days. No, time is relative. So let's look at the King of Wands in the reverse, and let's tap into his past life dynamic and see what this is about. This vendetta. Huh? And then we're going to do the Queen of Wands and move on, Okay. The first card. And we're dealing with the King of Wands now. Yeah. This is the goddess Mercedes. There was 1,500 gods in the epoch of Egypt. And this is a serpent goddess. And, she stands for righteousness. But here it came out in the reverse. So this tells me already that this King of Wands was never a good person. There was already issues of immorality with this King of Wands. And it is telling me that this was in the Egyptian epoch. Amun-Ra, the creator, and the upright. And it looks to me that there was this level of devotion and dedication. Now, you could be a not so nice person, but still have a heart, especially if you worship a deity. Now, I understand that in the Egyptian epoch, everybody worshiped Ra and other gods on the side. You know? But the way of life in those days was to worship the deity. That's all people did. They got up, worshiping deity, they went to sleep, worshiping deity, and in their last days of life, also reverence and welcome death so they can merge back to deity. So I see this as a very strong dedication here. Right? Sobek, another god of Egypt that rules union, as in marriage, partnership, but and the power that comes with that union. It's in the reverse, next to Amun-Ra. So what I'm getting here that there were relationships that this King of Wands, even back then, wanted to formulate, but was not good spiritually for his best interest. And it never materialized. So there's a problem here with love. And Ra, the god of the time, would not sanction any relationship that did not please God. Because that's the other thing. You cannot please God if you're dealing with relationships with other people that are not God's people. Now, this was a big deal in those days. And it kind of still is in this epoch we're in. But not to the degree that it was here. Right? So this is a valuable clue. That's why this King of Wands wants to destroy a union between you collective and someone that's supposed to be moving towards you. Because there's a past life history of this person not achieving that for themselves. So they don't want you to achieve it. So this is where the germinal seed of that hatred that festers from lifetime to lifetime, as the person doesn't experience love, doesn't experience union. So now they're going to stop it and try to destroy it in others. That's what this symbolizes. So now we're getting somewhere as far as the origin of this hatred, this contempt. Anuket is another Egyptian goddess, and she brings hope. It's in the reverse, next to the relationship card. So there's no hope in being happy. There was no hope in being happy in that lifetime. Nothing materialized when it comes to intimacy and romance for this particular person. Okay, we're gonna do one more. With the past life, we do 5, which is the number of Ra, the sun god. Konsu. This is the god of intelligence and intellect and writing. Right along with Hermes, Mercury. I believe it's his brother or his kind of like a cousin, okay, among the royal bloodlines. And it came out. It rules the Hermetic or the pre-Hermetic order before Hermes comes into the picture. Because Hermes didn't come into the picture right away. The Egyptian epoch had 5 periods. Right? Here, this is occult knowledge. Coming out in the reverse for this person was kind of like a wannabe, a charlatan. Never really took the Hermetic teaching seriously, or somehow wanted to kind of like pretend like he does. And it's no different than a copycat today, taking content that is not theirs and that they didn't work hard to learn and using it for selfish monetary gains. This is the same parallel. The very same parallel. So now we got the smoking gun here. So this is something, and if we go further back in time, we can see probably that this has been the consistent behavior from lifetime to lifetime. King of Wands. The Queen of Wands. The Taurus. The Jezebel Hussy. Gold digging Hussy. But very dangerous woman too, the spellcaster. She's also the Queen of Swords in the reverse. So let's see what her dynamic is like, because she connected to this man, King of Wands. So that may also show up the congruence of both these people, who in this epoch, we call them the killer couple, because they are. And this makes sense. Amon-Ra, creation. First card. Again, because that's what you did in the Egyptian times. There was no purpose or reason for living when it comes to your own personal life. These people did not have personal lives. They were like drones in a beehive. Their only concern was the worship of Ra. And people got up in the morning and went to bed worshiping Ra. So it makes sense that that's the first card to come out. That was the priority. And that was the law. In those days, the law was very, very, very restrictive. One mistake, you die when it comes to worshiping the deity. Humanity was still quite nascent. Sushat. She rules wisdom, knowledge. It came out in the reverse. This person didn't read and write, not that it existed in those days. The hieroglyphics existed, but it was for the upper royal classes. The common Egyptian folk did not know how to read and write, let alone understand hieroglyphics. They were too busy trying to figure out how they were going to eat. These are desert people. So putting all those elements together, it makes sense that these people are not going to be prioritizing over things that we would do today, right? So this person was dumb. And in this life, at least the one that I know, that person is slow and has a low IQ. So it is in keeping with this. There's no intelligence here. There's no wisdom. But so were many those days. You didn't have room to think about philosophy in life. No. You were too busy working on your tent and trying to get something to eat and have drinking water, which was also a commodity in those days. So there was a lot to distract you. There was a lot to not allow you to focus on self. There was no concept of the ego in those days. So that explains this Queen of Wands stupidity. Stability and equilibrium. The Hawk of Horus. In the reverse. So this person has never had balance, has never had equilibrium, and has never had stability. And it is this that she, in the current life, seeks to destroy in others. This person has no sense of identity and permanence. A new sect. Hope. Keep hope alive. Just like the King of Wands, it came out in the reverse. This makes sense. That's why they met. Because if it was completely different, it wouldn't be congruent and it wouldn't make sense. So now we know where this gross ignorance comes from. The King of Wands figures a little better than this Queen of Wands, who is completely, I hate to say it, but just dumb. The LL Cool J song from the 80s, dumb, 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 dumb. Melhin is another ancient Egyptian god that offers protection. Protection. But it's in the reverse. This person is not protected, was not protected then, and is not protected now. This person has a lot of soul growth to do. The King of Cups, which is the Scorpio Pisces energy, an ex also. Because the King of Wands to me is a family member, a sibling, like in my case, or a cousin, second cousin. The Queen of Wands is an ex, and so is the King of Cups. For me, the Queen of Wands was a Taurus. And for the King of Cups, it's Scorpio. So let's see if the King of Cups parallels the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. if they come from the same epoch, the same timeline. This is definitely Scorpio energy. Ooh, Amut, a very rough god of the Egyptian time, and it rules devastation. Devastated. It's in the reverse, which means that this person is here to bring devastation. But that's so in keeping with the sign of Scorpio, the 8th house, and Pluto, which is designed to bring crisis to people or to situations. And in those crises, we have the transformation that Scorpio is known for. So this is but this energy this energy wasn't in use in those days. It was still quite nascent. This occurred around the year 2273 BC, which puts us in the second period of the Egyptian epoch. That was a long time ago. Messenger, the serpent goddess, righteousness, but it's in the reverse. This person chose to be negative and enjoyed it in the past life and in the current life. Scorpio, Pisces energy. And, Maya was a Scorpio with Pisces rising. So that connects. Hathor. She's Venus. She lived in the first period. When they worshipped the bull, Baal, which Moses had to destroy the golden calf. This is that period. Hathor lived in that period. And we're going back 3,500 years BC. It rules intelligence. And it came up in the upright. And I'm going to tell you, Maya, the Scorpio, is very intelligent, diabolically intelligent. So this makes sense that this would be here from the past. That this person is bringing that energy into the current life. So far, there's a correlation with the King and Queen of Wands and the King of Cups. This is what brought them together. This type of energy that they already had in them when they reincarnated here. Geb. Geb is another ancient Egyptian god, and he rules money, wealth, prosperity. So this person had money in those days, and my also has money. So this is something that is a birthright, and this person's energy is bringing that into the current life. And just like he was prosperous in the past life, he will be prosperous in this life, and he is, or he was. Thank you so much for your gifts, your donations. Thank you. Come in handy. I want to buy some plants. So the next time you see me, you're going to have some plants. 4, 5. Basset, which is the cat god, and it rules passions. Came out in the reverse. And, for many of you, this person wasn't very passionate. They may be intelligent, they may be financially solvent, depending on your story, but there's no passion here. And this is in keeping with my own Scorpio energy, and I'm pretty sure that is for many of you. Right? It doesn't have to be Scorpio. It could be strong Scorpio, heavy Scorpio, moon, rising sign, Venus, Mars, or the North Node. And that concludes these 3 people. Now we got one more to do. Auntie. The one that leads the coven. We already know what her issue is. She is very dogmatic and stick to traditional religious views, and anyone, family or friends, or even strangers, will really rub her the wrong way if they are being unconventional when it comes to religion. This woman does not believe in spirituality. So therefore, she has a problem with any family member or anybody that could even be a stranger that fosters different views than the traditional establishment that she upholds. But it's bullshit, because behind closed doors, she's a Stygian witch that does nasty stuff. Nasty. Let's see. Heka. The goddess Heka. She rules alchemical forces. And she is a very showy goddess. It's in the reverse. This auntie has very distorted views about God, creation, the universe. Thinking inside the box and not outside the box. And very rigid energy here. Almost like wanting to contain a force and not releasing it. Stability and equilibrium in the reverse. This is what she causes today. And it comes from the past. This is something that she knows how to do. As a master witch, she knows how to destroy lives and cause major disruptions. And this is something that she experienced in her own life and never healed from. And I'm talking about her own life in the past. Making her very entitled and self-inflated sense of importance in this life. Because that is the shadow aspect of this deity here. Apophis, which is darkness. And that's definitely this auntie. So she's bringing that with her from other lifetimes. And I have to tell you, the Egyptians were kind of mean and ruthless people, had no regard for human life. They kill you in a minute for even something petty. Talk to any Egyptologist, they'll tell you. And this is her energy. Like, you gotta be careful what to say to her or around her. She'll have you killed. And continue on the course of the day. Anuket. She falls to soap. It's in the reverse. She takes that away from people because she don't have that in herself. She feels that she has to be this evil bitch to get things done and to acquire happiness. That it has to be destroyed from others so like that she can gain from it. This was the mindset then. And it is still like that now. Uh-huh. Yeah. Messenger, the serpent goddess in the reverse. So this makes perfect sense. All four of these people are connected, and the cards are coming out similar. And that's how you can validate the past life dynamic. Guys, please donate. Please give. 281-690-8825 or CashApp so we can continue working on the channel. Please join my Patreon page. It is up and running, and I'm putting all kinds of delicate content on Patreon. So please join Patreon, and it helps the company so that we can bounce back fiscally. You know, we've gotten a hard hit, and we're still in the holes, about $600. So your donations are helping restore the company back in good health after many of you have been through and what I've been through, where it almost destroyed my companies and destroyed me almost. Right? So again, I could not have been able to bounce back without you. You know, and your generous gifts. So I want to thank you for that. And now we are, depending on the donation, you got to do that. I got to hustle. We're going to be doing the Virgo woman and the Virgo woman's sensuality. The Virgo girl is something else.